So you might think that LinkedIn is just important for individuals, but that's not true. Having a robust LinkedIn profile is just as important as having a profile on Facebook, and we're going to tell you why. Welcome to Home Builder Happy Hour.
Hi, guys. Welcome to today's show where we are going to be talking all about LinkedIn. We're going to give you a little overview in case you don't know what LinkedIn is. That's where we're going to start. We're going to follow it up with a few facts, which
good.
you know we like to do. So what is LinkedIn? I'm just going to I love to just read the definition. LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network. It's a social network for professionals looking to connect with other professionals. So what does this tell you right away?
It's for people.
It's for
It's
people.
for people that want jobs.
It's for people that want jobs. And it's for businesses that want to connect. On LinkedIn, you can share professional highlights, blogs, industry news, and more via their news feed. And you can also use it for searching for jobs and if you're a company, for recruiting. It's a wonderful recruiting tool. A lot of our clients have used it for that reason. And we ourselves have used it for that reason. And really, just like if you're on the B2B side, there's cases for both, whether you're just a business who wants to get your news out or you're, really at B2B, that's the business you're looking for. LinkedIn is the place you should be. So that's what LinkedIn is.
That's what it is.
So next we're going to give you a few,
So why should I use LinkedIn? Why does it matter to me as a company?
Why does it matter? I wanted to give this first bullet because there's 260 million actual people using LinkedIn. They're active, but it has almost 600 million total users, and 150 million of those are in the U.S. So it's on the ladder, people. It's like in the top 15.
Right. But once we get to the demographics of those people, it might change your perspective of the network. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So LinkedIn performs 277% better than Facebook and Twitter when it comes to generating visitor to lead conversions.
So that's the point. It's like 277% better, but for the specific thing, which is when you're trying to create a conversion. LinkedIn is a powerhouse.
Right. And that powerhouse falls, mainly within the realm of, what LinkedIn is for, So those, leads, you can just think of it as, as a recruiting platform. Easily, creating leads for recruiting, that it's going to convert, massively better than, Facebook or Twitter or, any of the other social networks, just by means of what LinkedIn is.
Absolutely.
So it's really important, as Kelly gave you that definition, but understanding, really that definition of what LinkedIn is to realize, what's our best uses for it.
Like here's a quick example is we, as you should know by now, have our GC Text platform. And obviously we want companies like you to sign up and start using texting for their marketing. So the perfect place for us to do our marketing for GC Text is on LinkedIn, because here you're in a situation of being a business, which we are, and we're trying to reach other businesses. We're not trying to reach a greater marketplace. So yes, we've already created our ads for LinkedIn, and you will see them running on that channel, because those are the types of people we're looking to reach, and we can get very defined in that target audience. So that's just like an example of how you might, use that, and our expectation for conversions is pretty high.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the next stat is that 80% of social media B2B leads come from LinkedIn. So that's just like we were talking about. Like if you're a business, interior designer, let's say, and you're looking to reach other businesses to, do some design for them, this is a great place for you to try and generate leads. So when you're in a B2B situation, you're going to get a lot more of your leads on LinkedIn than you are probably from Facebook or Instagram. It's not like those networks are awesome for reaching the public, the consumers who want to buy your product. But when it comes to the B2B side, you're just looking at a different relationship, and that relationship is on LinkedIn.
Right. So just a little graphic showing that, you can see the difference here for, this type of lead generation, how LinkedIn just crazy outperforms Twitter and Facebook.
Exactly. way to remember our graphic, Ryan.
And 50% of Americans with a college degree use LinkedIn. So this is us again talking about that demographic. The demographic, that is on LinkedIn is, a more concise demographic than you find on Twitter or, Facebook.
Right. Which opens up the opportunity right there for if you're a home builder and you're selling a home and like depending on what kind of home you're selling, what type of person is likely to be buying there. So you can really hit some good targets on LinkedIn, which we'll talk a little bit more about, but it's a good stat for that.
Right. And then the platform's most popular with educated urban professional Americans from households earning more than $75,000 a year. That's approximately 44% of its users.
Yes. So this is a much like when you're comparing LinkedIn to Facebook and Instagram and any of the other Snapchat, Pinterest, what have you, LinkedIn is going to have the highest educated and highest paid people across as far as medians go. So, that's the place to be if that's who you're looking for.
Right.
So it's a good stat.
Yeah.
Also, out of over 500 million users, only about 3 million share content, which generates over 9 billion shares. So I just want to say that again.
That's my favorite stat.
Is it? It's really powerful. I actually I remember looking more into this stat because I wanted more information on it originally. But for me, that's 3 million users, all right, are sharing content. So they're the ones. So we've got 290 million active users. Only 3 million of those people are the ones sharing the content. All right. So a lot of people's eyes are just on, but they're not sharing things. And those shares from just 3 million people are generating 9 billion impressions. So it's getting a lot of coverage, your content.
Right. A lot of eyes.
Opportunity. This is like a huge opportunity as a business to jump in on this and start sharing content on LinkedIn.
Right. To find a platform that's so already developed, but that people still aren't using to its full potential, or that you've got a smaller crowd that's actually sharing content on that platform, where you've got such a large audience, with their eyes on it. The opportunity is amazing. It's not like just posting something on Twitter or Facebook that it's then it's gone in the sea.
Right.
You might hit a certain audience, but your content can sometimes get lost.
Oh yeah.
With LinkedIn, you've got that potential to be someone that's there constantly and get those views.
Absolutely. And there's these graphics you can find online, and we've shared some stats from these, but it's like the internet in a minute. I'm sure you've seen those types of things or you've heard them. Well, there's infographics that will give you all kinds of stats on what's happening online in a minute. Like Tinder's up there. It's got like the most swipes. Like they're outperforming anything else happening other than maybe like the amount of video uploaded in a minute. But LinkedIn isn't making it up there. And this is a good thing when it comes to like sharing content, which means you don't have the oversaturation that you do on Instagram and on Facebook, because the amount of content being uploaded to Instagram, like the number of posts that are shared in a minute, is so huge that you're really only seeing such a small percentage of that. So when you can have, like Ryan said, like a network that's really like already reached its maturity, be able to still get your content seen on such like a large scale, it's a huge opportunity. So anyway, let's talk about how these companies out there are using LinkedIn.
Let's talk about that.
Let's discuss YouTube.
So 94% of business-to-business marketers on social media use LinkedIn to publish content. So
Yeah.
that?
But this is 94% of B2B marketers.
Right.
So this isn't like overall audience, like we were saying, because that would kind of like throw our other stats off. But no, it really is honing in on a certain type of business. They're using LinkedIn to share their content because, like we said, this is the place for B2B.
Right.
It's the best place for
And
B2B.
hopefully as marketers using social media, you understand that. So it would make sense that, you're there.
If you don't, then if you're in that 6%, then you should definitely take our advice right now. So they're using LinkedIn to post company updates, related industry news is a great place. Like I'm not big on like sharing your news release, but if you have stories that are published out there, like LinkedIn is a great place to keep the industry informed on what's happening with your business. And it's also a great place to keep up your brand image. And this is for other businesses who are definitely watching you on LinkedIn versus like another social media, and also for people who are looking for a job. So I think that people who are looking to get jobs that are in management and hire are going on LinkedIn, not just to see what jobs are available, but to scope out your company and also to see who else is working there and see what people are saying about your company. And that just kind of like speaks to having that really robust profile. And getting, your employees to say that they work there and get on LinkedIn and get people to follow you because you're putting good news out there. It just makes you look like the company to work for.
Right.
And employees are doing their research out there.
Right. Things have changed dramatically from the employee standard and understanding the company that you're going to work for prior to, being there. You've got to look good, to them.
Exactly.
For them to, want to work for you.
Oh, for sure. So, get on that. And then they're also using it to create ads. So LinkedIn has a really great advertising platform. It is more expensive than I'm going to say almost any other platform. It's your cost of conversion or your cost per click is going to be much higher than on Facebook or on Instagram, but your audience is so much more defined that it's worth it, and they know it. So you are going to be spending very wise dollars on LinkedIn, but running ads, that's a great way that people are using LinkedIn. Businesses are using LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then finally we have,
as we've talked about a little bit, but creating job postings and recruit candidates for job openings.
So if you don't know, you can do the full suite of recruitment on on LinkedIn, and you can post your job listing with full details. People can apply straight up on LinkedIn. We've run these types of campaigns for our clients in the past. Usually, though, they're going to get their HR departments in on their LinkedIn profile and have it all run through your HR department. That's the best way to go. Mm-hmm. Knock out the middleman. We don't need to be doing that for you. But it goes straight to the person who's going to be reviewing resumes. And it's pretty cost effective. I mean, if you're using this method over a, what do you call the people? A headhunter, which is very pricey. This is a great way to go because you can have a relatively low investment and get some really targeted resumes coming in your way. So I would definitely that's a great way to be using LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's a great platform.
Yeah. And so last but not least, we're going to talk to you about how you, as a home builder or someone in the home building industry, can be using LinkedIn to market your homes. Okay.
So a topic that hopefully you've been watching the series of our videos on the different social networks, but a topic we've talked a lot about and we're going to talk about again is groups. So you can increase community engagement by creating and engaging with a private group. More than 2/3 of consumers will join a private group because they want to connect with people who are similar to them.
Right.
And the ability to have that communication within these groups, it is really where all the social networks are going, and it's where you're going to have your most influence or most targeted audience.
Right. I have seen there's a lot of groups on LinkedIn that are industry related to the home building industry already. I think not being used well that I've seen, but the opportunity is huge. Trade shows like PCBC and NAHB should have a robust group that they're actually in and utilizing and getting people to join. It's the perfect place to have that. Also, realtor groups. There's a lot of realtor groups. And so to me, that just spells opportunity for home builder. This is where you get outside a little bit of the scope of what maybe a social media company can do for you like us. But you need to get someone in your company involved, or multiple people, or everyone in your company, that has to do with if it's marketing or if it's finance in this industry. Like those are great groups to start. Or if it's the realtors, you know, like your sales managers and people who are in charge of sales should start these groups up. And they should get realtors who are working with them and who are using LinkedIn to join the groups and have it be much more of a community experience, because there's a lot of passion there and there's a lot of people who want to connect that way and they want to share information. And so yeah, that's my pitch on groups. But that is definitely how you, as like a home builder, could potentially be using a group. I will tell you, your home buyers aren't going to get in on a LinkedIn group. Like, that's not where it's at, right? We need to move on to the more B2B side of it.
Right.
So you need to be kind of thinking that in your head. How can I use it as a home builder on the B2B side? How can that benefit me? Well, for a lot of reasons, in a lot of ways.
Right.
Hopefully the bottom line being sales, right? Yeah, sales. Okay, next. The next one is how you can be using it is to post videos. It's funny because you weren't listening before when we weren't on camera, but I read this thing totally wrong. But anyway, posting videos, because they are earning you 3 times the engagement of what a text-only post. And probably not like text with link as well. The video on LinkedIn, it's relatively new for LinkedIn because they really launched video in just the last couple of years, and they've been optimizing it just over really the last couple of years. There was no video on LinkedIn before. Like, you could share a YouTube video, but now you can post your video on LinkedIn and it performs so well. So here's where you can be posting your model tours for people who, you know, might be in the market, but you need to think B2B on that. Like other companies looking and seeing what you're doing, people who are potentially going to be coming to work for you, seeing what kind of product you're creating. But those types of videos are really great. You can be posting testimonials from your employees, your customers, like that kind of content would perform really well on LinkedIn. But video content across the board.
Right.
On every network.
Right. And talking about employee-focused videos and model home tours, I would still venture, to guess that a lot of buyers, home buyers, especially from, bigger builders, maybe actually going onto LinkedIn, looking at the company, their company profile, trying to find out, a little bit more about, the company, the culture there, wondering, the quality of their homes may relate to the quality of their, employee life.
Absolutely. I mean, I think as home buyers are getting more savvy and doing more research online and getting more picky about who they're buying from, always it's been that builders it's not that they can't, it's just that creating a brand with someone who buys a home has been very difficult. Only like the large national builders is like, yes, I know who they are, but mostly your name brand isn't super strong. But I think as home builders get to be more savvy and they're, like I said, doing all this research, LinkedIn is a natural place for them to go look and be like, well, who am I buying from? This is like important to my choice. And this is going to keep shifting, and the importance of it is going to be becoming more and more, weighted in a home buyer's decision. So I think, yes, I'm with you. And then even if you're not a B2B, did we say this one already? LinkedIn advertising can still work for you. So we're just saying yes on the B2B. But when it comes to you having the opportunity to target someone that is in a certain job field or a certain level within the company, and not even in addition to their household income, the targets are very different on LinkedIn. Your opportunity to reach someone in healthcare, in a certain area, because maybe there's a hospital nearby. The opportunity to reach those people is strongest on LinkedIn. So I say yes, you don't have to just be advertising your texting to, hey, Joe Business, you should be using me. But this is the opportunity to reach the home owner. Right. Potential homeowner. So.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And to be able to post company updates and news to keep industry connections up to date on the company and make you more attractive to clients and job seekers. So we talked a little bit about that already. That employees are going to be looking at you, trying to figure out a little bit more about your culture. And buyers potentially could be looking at that as well. So.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a big company, it's a total miss not to have a really strong LinkedIn presence, because the recruitment opportunities alone are too big for you not to be addressing.
Right.
So, yeah. That's our pitch for LinkedIn, home builders, home building industry. Most of our clients are all using LinkedIn, so we're very proud of you. Good job. And more. So it's exciting.
Yep. So,
All right.
and as always, just remember to post some comments. Let us know how you're using LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe you've got some other ways that we didn't talk about, and we'd love to know and talk about those as well.
Yeah, we want to share. As you can see, we're just sharing all of our knowledge with you. So share with us. Let's learn together. Let's be better at what we do.
See you next time.
Bye. Hey guys, it's Kelly here.
And Ryan.
Hey, I really want you to do me a huge favor and please subscribe to our channel. I'm sure there's like a subscribe button around here. I want you to push it and then you're subscribed. And then the second thing for you to do is to ring the little bell. It's like a bell. Ring it. You click it and it shakes. And that means you're going to get notifications every time we have a new video. And then I have one more job for you, and that is to grab this, your cell phone, and I want you to send us a text and just get on our text list. Text HBHH to the number 797979, and we'll send you a sweet little text with a link to our newest videos. Thanks.